Let's talk to Alan, who's in Reading. Hello, Alan.
Hello there, how are you doing?
Very well, sir. What can I do for you?
I'm an ex-prison officer.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going back to the late 80s, 90s.
Right.
Let's start with the rot that started in the prison service.
Yeah.
When they went all out to privatise 50% of the prison service.
Yeah.
Now, they were at that time paying these custody officers, if you want to call them that, £11,000 a year.
Right.
The average prison officer at that time who worked for the public service used to do a minimum 3-month course as a prison officer, from training right through to handling prisoners, to dealing with situations and control of prisoners. Today, they've lost complete control. Now, I don't know if it's still the same policy, but the policy was that should there be any riots or disturbances in a private prison, the private sector pull out and the public sector prison officers go in to quell any disturbances.
Right.
So the whole security aspect, not just of the private sector prisons run by private companies, the training is completely inadequate, has never reached the standards that prison officers were given initially. At the same time, when the Criminal Justice Act of, I think it was 2018, I think it was, I don't know, I forget the dates, to be honest.
Right.
But when they actually changed the law under the Criminal Justice Act, they silenced prison officers. They were not allowed to speak at all to the public.
Right.
They were not allowed to speak, not even to their wives or their children or anything about what they were doing in the job. We were silenced.
Right. So it's been a kind of long, steady decline, really, since that time, by the sounds of it.
Completely and utterly. The old Victorian prisons, as you know, a lot of them have been closed down.
Yeah.
Most of them, I worked at a few of them. Not at Wandsworth, but I did do Parkhurst. I did do Puckle Church, little places around, and I was there during the riots when Manchester went up.
Right. Strange Ways.
And Strange Ways, I apologise. Yeah, Strange Ways went up.
Yeah.
We took that back. I was there for the Reading prison riot. But the private sector eroded it.
Right.
And
so how many prisons would be under the control of guys like yourself now, Alan? Because obviously the private sector's taken over a lot of it. How many would you say percentage-wise are run by guys like you?
I would say we're probably down to about 40%.
Yeah, which is not good, is it? Can't be good.
This is true. I mean, they took over all the escorting duties, all the Crown Court duties.
Yeah.
Now, the escape that you mentioned, or is big news at the moment, Wandsworth being a Category B prison, you must treat them as not guilty.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult, especially when you're understaffed and you're trying to keep a prison running with basically a skeleton staff, is that you have to rely on the prison population.
Yes.
Especially things like the kitchens.
In order to cooperate with you. Listen, Alan, it's fascinating to talk to you. I've got to run, but that was really useful information. Thank you very much indeed. The problem here, again, would seem to be that they've changed the management structure, they've changed the way that prisons are run, and they're now run worse than they ever were. So it's not surprising that Daniel Khalife has escaped. What is surprising is that more people haven't escaped, because it seems to be, once again, a complete and utter shambles. We'll be talking some more about the state of our prisons and the state of the nation, because that's what we do. This is the Independent Republic of Mike Graham.